So if you haven't already heard, our creators will not be having any force wipes, at least for now. But today, Virgil, the design director, just announced that the substitute for this will be a voluntary reset that will be tied to in-game projects. This will be called the Expedition Project System. So the Expedition Project System, according to the Virgil blog post, raiders will be able to go up to level 20. When the player hits level 20, they will unlock the projects feature. The player will have to complete an expedition project in order for the reset to be available. After you have reset, players will be able to start another project to unlock future resets. This will have a timeline of operating on a 8-week repeating cycle. According to Virgil, the player will take several weeks to progress towards completion. This is great news for the unemployed, but bad news maybe for the employed. At some point during the 8 weeks, a 1-week window opens to finalize the expedition. The blog mentions that there could be other themed projects. When resetting, you guessed it, you will lose everything unless it's something like cosmetics, awards, achievements, or all monetized content. A good quality of life change also occurs when resetting, by not having to redo tutorials and having all early game onboards. Rewards from this reset will be permanent account unlocks for completed expeditions, unique cosmetic rewards, and account buffs for the next expedition cycle. Apparently, this is just a quality of life boost, not a combat focus buff. Virgil says that this system is being tested so that the more dedicated players can regularly restart with meaningful rewards, and the casual players can still progress at their own pace without force wipes. The blog also mentions that this is something still being finalized, so a lot of this or some of this could just be subject to change. In my opinion, this system is big for Embark. Not only are they thinking about hardcore players, but they are also thinking about the casual ones. Usually when a game tries to please everyone, it ends up pleasing no one. But I think in this case, this could potentially work out very well. The reason being that no one is forced to reset and can take their time progressing and leveling since there will never be a wipe. So you can eventually get all the gear that you want out of the game. But for those that are unemployed, they will be able to progress in other ways than just getting loot. I do think the rewards are what will drive the resets, as the cosmetics alone will probably or hopefully be really cool. I think this is like the equivalent of having to reset on COD to get a new prestige emblem, which would be a cool idea if on your profile they had a cool emblem showing your prestige. But I think the cosmetics alone would suffice, and other rewards are a bonus, especially because in this game it's third person, so you can actually see your character and enjoy the skin. I think something else Embark could consider is weapon resets or prestiges. Then make it similar to a camo grind like from COD with different challenges to unlock different skins, then have some cool endgame camo. I think that would also allow players to work towards something, so I think it's a pretty good idea. Embark has a lot of options they can take, and any option they take for players to earn more cool stuff is a good one. I think extraction shooters lose their charm a lot quicker than other game genres, since you can get gear fairly quickly. And then after that, it's just pure PvP, but to me that gets boring pretty quickly as well. The blog also mentions seasonal events, which is really cool because it reminds me of Helldiver's Spawn system. I think they could do collabs with other games, not celebrities or cartoons. That's too obnoxious for me. To have cool skins in the game from games we all love. I hope Embark doesn't take it to the COD level skins because I can see it being too much. People would just say it's a COD game in terms of cosmetics. Something I also find pretty interesting is that there will be permanent account unlocks. I'm not sure what that entails or what unlocks it's talking about. Maybe you guys have an idea, let me know in the comments. But if I were to take a guess, I would say maybe it's like weapon attachments or something of that sort, or weapon unlock, permanent unlocks or something like that. I could see it being what a person could permanently unlock. But with that being said, that will conclude this video. This is great news coming from Embark, and I hope to continue to fine tune the game until it's perfect. I don't think that devs should be scared of change, but embrace it. I think listening to players' feedback will be what puts this game on top of others. They definitely seem to be going that route, but time will tell. I do have a link in the description for the blog, so check that out if you want to read it for yourself. But anyways, if you enjoyed this video, leave me a like, and if you thought my voice was sexy enough for you, consider subscribing, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace.